To create an assignment that will allow students to upload a Keynote from their iPad to Canvas, you would start out in Assignments, like usual, hit Add a New Assignment, give it a name, type the directions, then down at the bottom, like usual, give it the number of points you want it to be worth. If you want it to be in a certain assignment group in your listing, you choose that group here. Make sure in the submission type that it's an online submission and you're going to have it be a file upload. And then you can skip ahead down here to the bottom where you're going to give it a due date and put in some availability dates if you want that to be different. And then hit Save and Publish. If you just want to save it, it will save it for you, but you'll need to go back in and publish it later in order for the students to see it. There is our assignment. Let's take a look at this from the student perspective of uploading a Keynote to Canvas. In order for this to work correctly, the student needs to have the Student Canvas app on their iPad and they need to be signed into it. Even if you primarily use the web browser version of Canvas, in order to send things from one app to another, the Canvas app needs to be on the iPad and be signed into. So then when the student is in Keynote and they want to send this to the teacher, they choose the three little dots from their open Keynote presentation and they have a couple of options. They can share it. That will send the file as a Keynote file. If a teacher uses the iPad teacher app in Canvas to grade the assignment, then every time they open one of these Keynotes, they'll be prompted to open it in Keynote and then they can view it and then they can go back to Canvas and put in the grade. If you want to be able to see the Keynote right from within Canvas, then the student needs to submit it as a PDF. You can view it as a teacher right within Canvas. The only problem with that is when you view it as a PDF, you don't get to see any videos or hear any audio that might be in there. So those are your two different options. So when the student goes to the three little dots, if they want to send it as a Keynote, they use the Share button and then they slide over to the side till they find Copy to Student. And it'll open the Canvas app and you'll see it says File Received. Hit OK. And then the student would go to the assignment that they have to submit to. Open it up. Read their directions on this page. Go to the Submission tab. Touch Turn In like usual. And then slide sideways here until they find the Keynote that you just sent over to the app. Select it and hit Submit. And then you can see that this Keynote has been turned in. Now we're going to go back and take a look at how to turn it in as a PDF, which allows the teacher to grade it on any device. So here is your Keynote. Tap on the three little dots and this time go to Export. Export allows you to send it as a PowerPoint or as a PDF. So we're going to do a PDF. And then it says, how do you want to send it? We slide over to Copy to Student, tap that, and again it takes us to the app, brings us in here, and we hit OK. We're going to turn in again just to see what it looks like. We're going to slide sideways here, tap on this hour of code, and hit Submit. And you can see the difference. This one says PDF on it, so now we know that that's what we have. Okay. We're back to the teacher's perspective again, looking at the Keynotes that were uploaded from the students. Like usual, to see what has been submitted to us, we go to the Speedgrader. And you can see this one was the PDF version of this file. And so I can look through and see all of the things were in it, which is really nice. The only thing any inserted or embedded videos or audio will not come through. If a student has submitted something more than once, you can click under the Submission to View and you can change. You can see this version of the submission was the Keynote version, where they did, from Keynote, they did a share and sent it as a Keynote. And you'll notice that I cannot see it here. In order to be able to view that Keynote, I would have to click on this and open it. If I'm trying to do that on one of our desktops, it won't open because we don't have Keynote. If you did it from your iPad, there would be an open in right here, and you would have to touch on open in and then choose Keynote, and it would take this file and go to Keynote and open it. That's a little more work, but the advantage to that would be that you would be able to see all of the videos and hear any audio that was in the Keynote as well. So depending on the Keynote that's submitted, whether you'll want to be able to do this as a Keynote, grading it on your iPad and be able to hear and see everything, or having the students go to the export button instead of the share button and export it as a PDF, and then you can view that right here on Canvas regardless of which kind of device you're using.